Dzień dobry. In 2013, Stanford University asked CEOs of hundreds of different organizations, what's the key thing you need help with from outside your organization? You know, is it managing the finances? Is it the information about your industry that you need help with from outside? Is it how to hire the right people? Well, here's what they found. The key thing that they need help with from outside is conflict. So what happens in an organization is if people can solve something, they do. If there's some kind of conflict about it, they pass it on to the head of the organization. Now that happens in organizations, but look, it happens in families as well. If you're the CEO of a family, you know that what happens is other people have conflicts and it ends up being you who has to sort that out. So if you want to release energy in your family, release energy in your organization, the key thing you want to learn how to do is not just how to manage conflicts, but how to create an organization or a family where the conflicts just don't happen in that way. So what I want to do is invite you to an extraordinary training, and that is transforming communication. And over that 4 days, we'll show you the latest research about what actually works in families and organizations with friendships, in terms of not just of dealing with conflict, but creating a relationship where the conflicts don't happen in that way. So we're not just guessing, by the way. We have research that shows we can watch a couple who are just beginning their relationship and we can video them talking to each other for 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. And if we follow that couple up, we can predict from that 5 minutes, will that couple be together in 12 years' time? And we can predict that with 96% accuracy. We're only wrong 4% of the time. But the other thing that's most amazing perhaps is we can predict with 80% accuracy which year will this couple split up. You know, there are some things that you'll tolerate for a few years, maybe 5 years, maybe 6 years, but not 7. And so that's so reliable that we can predict it from any 5 minutes when you're talking to someone else. And what that means is, if you learn what the successful people do in that 5 minutes, you can create relationships that last. That's going to save you time and energy in your workplace, in your home environment, with your friendships. Because what happens is the process of creating a good relationship doesn't just start once the conflict has started, of course. What you need to understand is not just how to resolve conflicts, but how to create a good relationship when times are good. That's like investing money in your relationship. It's like putting money in the bank that you're going to withdraw when there is some challenge, because there will be challenges in any relationship. So this includes as well, of course, helping the other person when you're feeling fine, but they have some challenge in their life. It turns out that the people in relationships that are working do things differently in that situation as well. It also includes standing up for yourself and being able to say, hey, this is not working for me, when something is not working for you, even when the other person is happy. So there are different areas of the relationship that require different skills. Conflict is just one of those areas that successful communicators manage to do differently to the people who are going to have challenges and have their relationships break up. So it's not that you need just one thing to solve your particular conflict. What you need is a kind of a workbook that gives you the whole process from the beginning of how do you build a relationship, how do you get on board with and connect with the other person in the times that are good, all the way up to how do you deal with the challenges. And by the way, there's more than one kind of challenge, there's more than one kind of conflict. So we know from the research that there are skills that if you use them with one kind of conflict, they work really well, and if you use them with the other kind of conflict, they don't work at all. In fact, they make the conflict worse. So you need to be able to identify, is this the kind of conflict where we can resolve it in 10 minutes using a skilled process of negotiation, creating a win-win solution, or is this the kind of conflict where if I try and influence the other person, they're going to get angry about the very fact that I'm trying to influence them. And I need to do something a little more subtle, a little more respectful, and have more of a long-term plan. How are we going to resolve this and live with this in our relationship together? Because that's what successful people are doing. They're identifying those two different kinds of conflicts and they're handling them differently. So I want to show you the things we've learned from couples who manage their relationships successfully, from the experience of resolving conflicts between countries, the experience of resolving conflicts in large organizations as well. All of those environments require similar skills, amazingly. Those skills we teach on the Transforming Communication course, where you learn things that you can take out immediately and use in your relationships. And by the way, I really mean immediately. I have people who contact me after one day of doing this training, and they say they went back into their organization, they used the skills they learnt on the very first day of the training, and they did things differently, and they resolved conflicts that had been going on for years and that they were pretty sure could never be resolved. So there are skills that you can actually learn that make a difference in those places.